Hey guys, I'm John Jinks with Jinks Music Universe, and today we're going to talk about getting a good sounding recording in your house with a computer, an interface, and a microphone, which is all you basically need nowadays. If you're into analog recording, we can make a video about that as well. Just leave a comment below and I'll tell you all about it. As far as computers go, you have many choices. I'm a fan of Apple products, so I use a Macintosh computer. Only problem with those is they can be a little pricey. If you are a PC user, there are plenty of free DAWs out there. And if you don't know, DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation. Basically, your recording studio in your box. And so once you have your computer and your program, all you need then is an interface and a microphone. And interfaces come in all different shapes and sizes with all different sorts of features. The interface I'll be using today is the Scarlett from Focusrite. And it's a 2-channel interface, and it's all I really need to make a good recording at home. As far as the microphone I'm using, to keep it simple, I've decided to use an SM57 and an SM58. The SM58 is very versatile. It makes a good live vocal mic. It also makes a decent vocal mic for recording. The SM57, not so great on vocals, but super great on guitars and drums. Now, you'll also need a decent pair of headphones. Headphones help you hear what's going on while you're recording without sound bleeding into the microphones. Once you have your computer and your interface and your microphone, the next thing you're ready to do is set up your room for recording. Big studios have special rooms for recording. Now, you don't have to start with good acoustics. You can treat your room to reduce the amount of direct reflections from hard surfaces by diffusing those reflections or by absorbing the sound. Lots of people choose to just absorb the sound with things like carpet hung on the walls, drapes, pillows, absorptive materials that when the sound wave hits that material, the vibration is then absorbed from that material. When you have a lot of flat surfaces in your recording area, the sound coming from your instrument will bounce off of that hard surface and bounce right back to you and kind of mix with the sound that's coming from your instrument, and it can cause some buildup of certain frequencies, and it can also cause some cancellation of certain frequencies. And what you want when you're recording is the microphone to hear what's coming from the instrument and not to be affected by those reflections. That's why when you look at big studios, they have what we call diffusers up in addition to absorptive material to get a good blend of gentle reflections and absorption, so that what the microphone is hearing is true to the sound of the instrument. In this particular room, we have some things working for us, like this curtain here, and these guitars hung on the wall, and we have some things working against us, like this bare corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some stuff in that corner and maybe increase some of the absorption that happens in this area, because this is where I'm going to record. I have these ugly, thick, heavy foam blocks that I like to use to put up. That should help a little. Let's see what it sounds like. You can still hear some of the reflections in the room, but there's no real harmful ones that I can't deal with some close miking. We'll talk about mic placement in the next video. If I angle these guitars a little bit, that will help to reflect the sound in a more diffused pattern than straight off the wall. Every little bit helps. Also, absorptive materials like fur can be very helpful as well. Other things that you can use to help control the sound in your room are things like blankets, pillows, cushions, things with different densities, and things that will absorb that vibration with their own materials. A lot of professional studio sound absorbers are made from rock wool, which is a really dense material, very fibrous, dense material, and they put that in frames and then they wrap that with felt or some sort of material to make it look pretty, and they hang that on the walls, usually a couple inches off the wall, and that does a really good job. Now once you have your gear all ready to go and you have your room all set up with some of your acoustics treated as much as possible, next thing you need to consider is the noise that's happening in your room naturally. Do you have a fan on? Do you have a fish pump on? Is your refrigerator running? Any of those things that you can turn off while you're actually recording will be helpful to minimize the noise in your recording, the noise that gets on your track. If you have a dog that likes to scratch and bark, maybe give him something to do or put him in a different room so that that noise does not get on your recording. All right, so that ought to do it for this video. Hopefully it was informative for you. If you have any questions or comments, just leave those below. And in the next video, we will be talking about mic placement. All right, see ya.
The time when everything seems peaceful.